Breitling have been nailing their new releases recently, and now they have given another one of their iconic models a fresh new look. Today we are back looking at the new 2020 Breitling SuperOcean. This new dive watch has a distinguished look, great heritage, and comes in a variety of different sizes and colors. I think there's definitely a Breitling SuperOcean for everyone, so let's have a look. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Watch Scientist channel. Today you join me again with some beautiful watches from Seilnacht Juwelier in the center of Freiburg. The 1950s were the birth decade of what we today consider a dive watch. Like many other brands, Breitling also jumped onto this bandwagon and released the SuperOcean in 1957, and it had a great 200-meter water resistance, more than the Submariner at the time. And by the way, this SuperOcean from 1957 is one of the coolest looking and most unique looking vintage divers I've ever seen. But the watch the new SuperOcean is based on came actually 10 years after 1957 in form of the slow motion. This dive watch had a very unique chronograph mechanism that had a minutes counter that went once around the dial in 1 hour. And just like in that release, we also have this very distinctive contrasting color minute chaptering. And this gives this watch an excellent legibility, accompanied with the quite large hands and a very thick and three-dimensionally sculpted hour indices. I think this dial looks amazing. From the many different colors, I think the white dial blue bezel one is my favorite. Not only does it have these blued hands and indices, I really like the contrast of the blue and the white, and especially with these small touches of kind of this rose gold writing and seconds hand tip. A cool part of this release from Breitling is that they offer a variation of case sizes and case materials and dial color combination. The SuperOcean comes in 36mm, 42, 44 and 46. I would go with the 42mm version, and as you can see here, it fits very nicely on my 18cm wrist. And it wears well, especially because the lug to lug width is only 47.7mm. And with a thickness of 12.5mm, this watch has very nice proportions. I really like the case shape and how it sits on my wrist. The SuperOcean comes in different dial variations, featuring even different textures. So we have a matte or slightly grained dial, and we have these very deep lacquer dials which look like fresh wet paint. And the cases don't only come in different sizes but also different materials. So we have stainless steel, we have two-tone with rose golded stainless steel, and we have bronze. As you can see, the minute hand is inspired by the minute counter of the slow motion. And while I think this is a cool hint, I would have also liked to see a chronograph version actually using the same mechanism. But maybe that's for the future. Now if we get to the movement, this could be a critique point for some, as the Breitling Caliber 17 is a Sellita SW200. But that shouldn't be a problem if you don't have anything against third-party movements. I mean, these Sellita movements are tried and tested, almost universally serviceable and very reliable. On top of that, of course, this is not just any old Sellita movement, this is a chronometer grade movement. The only problem I see is the 38-hour power reserve. For me, at this price point, 48-hour is the absolute minimum and is what you mostly get with watches. Nowadays, the industry standard is moving more towards 60 or 70 hours. The rubber strap on these watches is very nice, it feels very nice, and I like the different textures on it. I'm not too much a fan of rubber straps, but I think this one is a nice one. And especially as it's paired with a very nice clasp with double trigger release and a movable extension and micro adjustments. The micro adjustments are very easily manipulated, and I think this is always an excellent feature on clasps. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't have a look at the stainless steel bracelet, but it looks great. It's the typical 3-link diagonal bracelet from Breitling. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, then please consider subscribing. It really helps us out a lot. Now, I'm recently really impressed by Breitling. I never really liked their models, but I think the new kind of design language they are going for is a really nice change. For example, I think this watch is very, very unique. and kind of sets itself apart from other dive watches in the industry. Price-wise, Breitling situates itself between Tudor and Omega when you compare the price of their dive watches. This new Breitling SuperOcean is 4,400 euros and could be considered quite expensive for the watch. So for me, I really like this new release. I really like the legibility and the many different dial colors and variations. We also, for example, have this grained green dial, and we have these lacquer black or blue dials, which I think look amazing. Let me know what you think of this new SuperOcean from Breitling, and in general, what do you think of the new releases of Breitling? Do you like the direction they are going in? Let us know in the comments below. But that's already it for this video. Thanks again to Juwelier Seilnacht. Check them out in the description below, and see you next time, and thank you guys so much for watching. Ciao.